Okay, so I have my first, what would you do? I don't know what I would call them. Pop quizzes. Because, like, when I work with people and I see something that I'm hoping at this point in their education that they would actually know how to, at least if it was verbalized to them, how to fix something. Not everybody, as they learn, know how to exercise their mechanic skills yet, their, hand-eye coordination skills yet, so they don't always have the right timing, but they're at that point to where you can say, pop quiz, how would you manage that next time? Or how could you have better managed that? So, a horse today, I'm going to just use an example. He got it in his head because we've been going sideways over cones in part of this puzzle that we were doing, and he got it in his head, cone sideways, sideways to the right, cone sideways to the right. Just that's what was in his head, 100%. Cone sideways to the right. Well, now he wanted to change it up. Now he wanted him to back through the cones, past the cones all the way past his nose. So he was to back up to where the cones were, in front of him on each side of him. Then we were going to ask him to go out and around and figure eight those cones. So we were going to ask him to move his feet forward. We were going to ask him to yield his shoulder away. We were going to ask him to draw back. So we were going to ask him to do a bunch of different things besides sideways at this point. But he, sideways. I see cones, I go sideways to the right. How would you help him? If all of a sudden, as soon as you back him up and you start to get yourself gathered like you're about to do the next thing, which would have been to point for him to know, to turn his nose, turn his neck, move his feet. But he immediately, when you took the pause from backing him up and you were about to give him more information, he took over the puzzle and said, I got this, don't worry about it, let's just go sideways. How would you interrupt him and explain to him that you have something different you're looking to tell him, that you want him to hear you, that you have something else, it's not what you think? How do you get the horse to stop assuming? I don't like horses that assume, because when the horses assume, they can get you into trouble. They get themselves into trouble, but they can get you into trouble. How would you get the horse out of that assuming frame of mind? You back them up, you start to tell them what you want them to do, and they say, I got this, don't worry, I don't need your information, I'm just going to go sideways. How would you fix that? How can you help the horse change gears? He's stuck in sideways gear. How do you change him? How do you help him get through and change gears?